Okay. Welcome to the video. Welcome to Destiny Lucky Blonde. So back in, I don't like putting my family's personal information out because I like my family. So seriously. So you'll just know them by aunt and whatever. So my aunt and my uncle built their first house in the 80s. It was a beautiful house. It was the most beautiful house that I loved. And according to my mom, when we moved out in the 90s, I kissed it goodbye. That was supposed to be my aunt's dream house. That was the house that she would retire in, and they built it themselves. Well, they had a bunch of contractors, and they built the house there, and it was beautiful. The driveway was beautiful. The house was beautiful. The backyard was beautiful. It was a really awesome house. But then they couldn't afford it anymore. That was supposed to be the house that they built their dreams and their goals into, and they couldn't have it anymore. So I was really disappointed that they were moving because there was so many memories in that house. So many memories. And people are like, come on, it's just a house. Yeah, it was a house. It was a house that was built in the 80s. I know exactly when in the 80s, but I just don't want to tell you. So, so, uh, and we spent so many Christmases there. We spent so many Thanksgivings there. We had family gatherings there. I got to play in the backyard with my cousin. I got to play in the front yard with my cousin. I got to hang out with the neighborhood kids in that neighborhood. It was the house that was supposed to be a really good dream. I hope that someone else says good dream, but that was supposed to be their dream house. And it was for 5 years. Seriously. I love that house. My aunt had this rule. I don't know what it is, and I don't know why she had this rule, but she had this rule that everybody who comes into her house must use the bathroom and wash their hands before entering the house. And I'm like, oh my gosh, seriously? So they built a bathroom in the garage. So everybody uses the bathroom in the garage, and that was that. And I'm like, you built a yeah, I loved her house. I loved the punching bag that was in the garage. It was this big old punching bag, and it also had a hoop steel. They worked really hard for that house because my uncle had his own business. It was a successful business, and then it wasn't successful anymore. Pete did glass, if you're asking. Everything that had to involve glass. Windows, trophies, mirrors. It's what he did for a living. He also painted too. After he got out of the military, he wanted to have his own business. And there's nothing wrong with having your own business, regardless of if people make fun of you or not, and they think you're not qualified for that. They act like big shots on the internet, though. Seriously. I liked my uncle's shop. I loved going to it. Although I knew nothing about glass, I knew nothing about mirrors. I knew nothing about windows. All I know is to open up a window, close a window, look at the mirror when I'm brushing my teeth, which I didn't have a mirror in the bathroom at my old house. So I just have to honestly say that was the most wonderful house I was in. The most wonderful house. It had a nice backyard, and then I think they were going to make that their retirement home, and they weren't even ready to retire yet because they were in their 20s and mid 30s, and you don't retire in your mid 30s and mid 20s. But that was the house that they started their little nest in. And yeah, I loved going to that house, especially around Christmas time. And I have to tell you, my uncle did photography, and he did like the old photography too. And there was no sound. We did like old movies like from the 1940s or something like that, but it was the 80s. So yeah. And every Christmas we would watch these home movies, and they were so much fun to watch. And we didn't even have a screen. We watched it on the wall, and the picture was just perfect. It's not telling everybody how much money and how important you are. It's for the memories with your family. My goodness. I want to watch those home movies again. I mean, I haven't watched them in like since the 90s, but I want to watch them again. Such good memories. Such good memories. Oh, I did have to tell you, my aunt had rabbits, right? And, well, maybe for next time. So let's see how we done.